Hello, everyone, and welcome to our show. Today, I'm so excited to discuss more about SEO, about modern SEO with Neil Patel. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, it's a big pleasure. It's a big pleasure because I've consumed a lot of your content on your blog, YouTube channel, audio podcast. Love all of them. Yeah, valuable, great stuff. Uh, I have one question for you. I think that I know more about you, but probably not. It depends. Can you tell who is Neil Patel?
Sure. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I'm a marketer. I blog at neilpatel.com. Have an ad agency, NP Digital. Family man. Spend a lot of time with my kids, my wife, and I'm just a normal average Joe. I wear white T-shirts every day, like I'm wearing right now.
Uh-huh.
But that's pretty much me.
Nice, nice.
Are you ready to learn? Because my super experienced guests are ready to share some really valuable information. Make sure and listen all the way to the end to get help and support. So let's start with the best audio experience.
Okay, Neil. I have the first question. We have a big audience right now online. It's a big pleasure, guys, that you take time. You can ask anything, Yeah, we have this chance. And I have the first question. For example, if you start SEO today, according to your experience, where it's better to start, what to learn, and how to go ahead and develop your skills?
Sure. If I was starting SEO today, what's best is to go out there, create your own website and test things out. Honestly, like you can end up reading a lot on my blog or other blogs, and that's fine. And you should end up doing that. But if you're not implementing the tactics, the strategies, you're only going to learn so much. So I would just go and implement on your own website, test. It takes some time to see results, but that's what I would do.
Yeah, nice, nice. I agree with that. I think that when you learn a lot and do nothing, it doesn't help because most skills are obsolete in some day, and you don't know what actually works for you. So yeah, I completely agree with that. If you have no clients, start with your website. Yeah, we have a bunch of options to start for free. Okay, when I started my website, how to prioritize attention, how to find priorities and create content strategy. Because in most cases, for example, if I open Ubersuggest or SEMrush, Ahrefs, any other tools, I can find a bunch of keywords. How do I know which keywords will play for me? Because if you have no authority, it's hard, to compete with big brands. For example, I can't compete with you with Ahrefs, other blogs, because I have no such authority. How to find keywords for a new website?
Sure. So what you do is a few things. Like in Ubersuggest, you can put in a URL, your competitor URL, and it'll show you all the keywords they rank for, and that'll give you ideas for keywords. You can also put in keywords that you want to rank for based on your industry. So if I'm in the marketing industry, I may put in terms like digital marketing or online marketing. And if you're a new website or your website's an authoritative website or you've been doing it for a few years, it doesn't matter. In Ubersuggest, there's a button on the keyword reports called page 1 ranking potential. And if you click on that button and you put in your URL, what will end up happening is you will end up Ubersuggest will filter the results and tell you what keywords you're best and most likely to rank for, if that makes sense. So in essence, based on your domain authority, your backlinks, your history, how long you've been around, it'll look at a lot of that data and then tell you what keywords you should focus on based on your age of your site and your and what has the most potential for you to rank for. So then you know what keywords to focus on. You ideally want to pick the ones with a higher CPC because those are the keywords that tend to convert better in many cases, not all cases, but in many cases. And combine that with the ones that it's showing you, hey, here's the ones that you can rank for more easily and quickly.
Yeah, valuable. Yeah, love it. Okay, we have the first question from Nikolai Shmichkov about personal branding. I think you replied many times. I found some content on your YouTube channel, YouTube Shorts, where you replied to this question. Can you tell for Nikolai Shmichkov and others, because I know that you built your strong personal brand, but it's your business brand as well.
Yeah, so it's better to build a business brand than a personal brand. You know, Coca-Cola is a much bigger company than Neil Patel or LeBron James or Messi. It doesn't matter who you are, you know, and I'm not nowhere near the size of Messi or Ronaldo or any of these people, but you will do the best building a corporate brand. There's nothing wrong with building a personal brand. You can build both, but I would first recommend focusing on a corporate brand. And again, you can do both, but corporate brand is where the money is.
Yeah, got it. Okay, let's talk more about content strategy. For example, if I found keywords and I need to compete with other websites online, I can estimate cost per click, keyword difficulty, and any other parameters. But how to choose priorities? Because, for example, I can see two methods. You create a lot of content. Right now, you post one time a week. Branding creates super high quality content once for a few months. How to find this balance between posting and because I often get this question from clients: how many times I need to write to create blog articles? From your point of view, how to find this balance?
So there's no right or wrong answer. You can either go for one really high quality article whenever you have time and then update your old content. What I found to be best for most companies is try to post at least 2 to 3 times a week, but the content needs to be high in quality and it needs to be unique and not regurgitated information.
Yeah, got it. Okay, guys, we have a big audience. It's a big pleasure. Just ask anything. And yeah, we have the question how SEO is different from B2B market.
Not that much different from B2B and B2C. The big difference is on the conversion, and one you're collecting a lead, the other one you're trying to sell a product right then and there.
What do you think about SEO methods that are not related to direct factors? For example, you are active on YouTube, LinkedIn, you have many followers on all social media, on Facebook, a million followers, a lot. What do you think if you grow on social media, how it can help to grow with SEO methods?
Yeah, social media just amplifies because remember in SEO, the more people that type in your brand on Google, the better you're going to do in rankings. The more people that link to you, the better you're going to do in rankings. The more people that are loyal to your brand, the better you're going to do in rankings. And when you post on social media, more people see it. They get familiar with the brand. They go to your site. They may link to you. So it helps amplify SEO in the long run. Not the
Yeah,
short run. Short run doesn't do much. In the long run, it really helps. You got to be consistent and do it for many, many months, if not ideally many years.
Yeah, I know from personal experience. When we started our SEO agency in Ukraine, we spent a few years without seeing any results. We built authority, we published a lot of valuable content. We took your approaches to share value as maximum as possible and forget about selling. I'm interested that you cover broad topics about digital marketing, but in most cases you sell SEO. How it helps to take your clients, or you think more about creating brand awareness in digital marketing field?
It's really important to create brand awareness in digital marketing field. To do SEO well, you have to do all forms of marketing: content, social, email. You have to leverage tools like push notifications, text messaging. You got to look at it from an omni-channel approach to just do well in SEO these days, even things like paid ads, because it all helps each other. And no, I don't mean like if you do paid ads on Google, they'll rank you higher organically. It's more so just helps build your brand. And if your paid ads are profitable, why wouldn't you do them?
Yeah, got it. Oh, guys, we have a bunch of questions, a lot of questions to Neil. I don't know how we can find to reply to all these questions, but yeah, we will try the best that we can. Okay, is it worth focusing on SEO for early stage startups than trying to do MVP? What do you think?
I wouldn't do SEO on an early stage startup that hasn't figured out their minimal viable product that people love and want to share, because it doesn't matter how good at SEO you do. If your product sucks, you don't have a business in the long run. Focus on your product or service first and make sure that's amazing. I'm not saying you shouldn't do SEO, but you need to do that first.
Yeah, got it. I have the question about your money, your life. I have the client in financial field, big client with a lot of resources, good resources, and your money, your life hit his website, and right now he couldn't get any traffic. And when we analyze competitors, we found that many of them have no follow links from Forbes and many other big websites. What do you think about getting such links? Wikipedia, Trustpilot, many other websites, when you need to overcome your money, your life, if you have experience fighting with this filter.
Yeah, so with your money in your life, Google wants to make sure that people like me aren't giving financial advice because I'm not a financial advice expert.
Mhm.
Getting links from these authoritative sites help, but B, what we find is more important is make sure you're using experts to give the advice, right? If you have like Jim Cramer in the United States, who's really popular, he's known as a financial guy and is on CNBC, has tons of followers. You know, he's a more authoritative person and a better person to give you stock advice than me, Neil Patel, that doesn't specialize in that. And I didn't graduate from Harvard like Jim Cramer did. So
Mhm.
the best way to handle with your money, your life, is to truly have amazing, well-known industry experts giving the information and feedback and advice. It's similar to health, right? With health, Google doesn't want me, Neil Patel, talking about COVID and telling everyone, here's how you deal with COVID. What do I know? I'm not a health expert. I didn't study medicine. I didn't go to college for it. They don't want false information out there. It's like if I started talking about cancer and gave false information, it can hurt people, potentially kill them, and that would be bad. And same with
Mhm.
your money, your life. They don't want people giving false information and then people going bankrupt and broke and not being able to retire and then struggle as they get older and not pay their bills. So you want to make sure that you have the correct experts giving the advice. That helps more than anything else from what we've seen.
Yeah, nice, nice. I remember when I read your interview on Forbes that you mentioned that that was for you time-consuming in college. You know that you wasted 5 years in college. Can you tell more? Because you know, once we argued with my friends about college, do we need to tell our kids that you need to go to college? Because from your interview, and even I remember Gary Vee shares his tips about college, that it's obsolete if you have entrepreneur journey, if you wanna go to this direction. Can you tell more how people know, you know, to go to college or not, and why you think that for you personally it's time consuming?
Yeah, sure. So I don't think college is bad. If you want to be
Mhm.
a doctor or a lawyer or some field that requires a college degree, by all means, go and get one. But if you want to be an entrepreneur and you want to build, I don't know, apps for people, and you want to open up a development shop, just go and code and learn by coding. You don't need to go to college for 5 years to learn how to code. You probably can learn how to code better from YouTube. I'm not 100% sure because I'm not a coder, but I've learned a lot more about coding because I know some basic stuff like PHP. I know how to do HTML, CSS, and basic stuff. But I've learned more from. I was in computer science in college for a little bit, but I learned more from YouTube than I had ever from school. Now, it could have just been my school. Maybe things have changed now, but generally, you learn better just from industry experience. I would have been further along as an entrepreneur if I just did that and didn't go to school at the same time.
Yeah, agree with that. I think that most skills I usually get from learning from blog posts, from marketing books, from YouTube channels, and actually I don't remember anything, you know, from my university. It's possible that it helps to train your skills, you know, to train some stuff of learning. But why we need to learn that way if we can go ahead with your direction? So it's my thought about that. I'm sorry, Neil, because you know I usually use some standard methods to invite people, but right now we have many people because of your name. So we need to reply to this question. And Nikolai Sminchkov is asking about do we need to create a blog for an online store? Yeah, or is it worth paying attention to description of product cards? Yeah, a big question about online store. What do you think?
Sure. So if you have an online store like an e-commerce store, yes, it's worth creating a blog. You can write articles like the 10 best toaster ovens, assuming you're selling toaster ovens, or if you're selling, stoves, you can say the 10 best stoves, or you can talk about recipes to cook. And you do want to pay attention to descriptions for product pages. I think that's what they mean by product cards. Or you need to pay attention to meta descriptions, make sure they're unique on every single page. But it's really important to have a blog that's informational and more so helpful.
What do you think about AI tools? Can we use them to create product descriptions for an online store? For example, some online shops
like
have a million pages.
Yeah, you can end up using some of these AI tools to help, but it's not perfect. So you would want someone manually review it.
Yeah, it's better to edit and provide this job for editors. I remember 10 years ago when we started our agency in Ukraine, we didn't pay any attention with content marketing. We just created only e-commerce pages, and that worked well at that time. But today it's not. So yeah, we need to share more skills as you do. Okay, what is your best method to start marketing a corporate brand? I have no non-profit for personal defense for women and children, and my sons have an entertainment company. What do you think?
Whether it's a nonprofit or whether it's an entertainment company, I like following the rule of 7. The rule of 7 is when someone sees or interacts with your brand 7 times, they're much more likely to bond with it, like it, and evangelize it. So leverage social media marketing, leverage blog posts, leverage SEO, leverage, paid advertising. If for a nonprofit, Google has something called Google Grants, where they give some free money there. Entertainment company, consider running paid ads as long as it's profitable. Try running email marketing campaigns, push notification. But in essence, if someone sees and interacts with your brand multiple times, it helps build a brand over time. And don't forget about the offline stuff, industry events, networking events, all that stuff helps. I know it's probably not the answer you're looking for because there's not one solution, but the reality is you have to take the omni-channel approach to really build a brand. You have to be everywhere.
Yeah, nice. I like when you reply because I can feel that I'm watching one of your videos when you simplify anything. It's not hard to understand. Even English is my third language, but I started to learn from you because that was much simpler, to consume content, to learn something new. Okay, we have the question about perfect strategy for initiating a corporate branding. What do you think about the best strategy? Perfect, because from my experience, I usually avoid them. I think if something works for some people, it doesn't mean it will work for you. It's better to find what you like, where you enjoy spending time. What do you think about that?
So for corporate branding, I'm assuming they're talking about building a brand, right? And if you're trying to create a strategy, stick with a few channels first. So try out a few, like if you're better at social media, then start with that. If you're better at podcasting, start with that. If you're better at, video creation, start with that, or text articles. Pick a few channels, work on them, then expand to more channels, and then continually add them until you're in most of the channels out there.
Yeah, nice. Okay, we have the question how to leverage on SEO for conversions for healthcare services, because it's a service, not a product. So tracking conversions become a big challenge.
Yeah. So how do we leverage SEO for healthcare services? It's the same as you would for any other industry. Because even if it's not a product, you would still create the content, you'd still build links to it, and you would try to generate leads or have your phone number on the page to get people to call you, or have a chat on your site and let people chat with you right then and there.
Yeah, nice. I have the question that my clients often ask me, please help to find good copywriters. For example, for our digital marketing blog in Ukraine, we usually, digital marketers usually create content, write content, and that's why we can get organic reach. But we try to cooperate with copywriters who write about anything. It doesn't work today. Probably in digital marketing. What do you think? How to find copywriters? For example, even big brands. I know some of them, $1 million companies, big companies, and they have no experience with writing. They usually reply, I have no time to handle the process to hire copywriters because I need to develop my products, innovate. I have huge competition there. what do you think? How to find good copywriters today? Because in your blog you usually write yourself, if I understand. But what about clients' blogs? How to help them with that?
For English, jobs are at problogger.net. It's a job board, and you can find tons of good copywriters there.
Okay, I'll submit the link in the description below, guys. How SEO is related to ASO? Yeah.
So with apps for optimization, a lot of it is keywords. A lot of it is reviews. But yes, you want to put keywords in your titles, your descriptions. With App Store, what I've noticed is depending on what you're trying to do and whether it's Google or Apple, at least with Apple, what we've seen is when you focus on less keywords in your title, and you actually rank better when you add two versus adding too many keywords. Even if you have room, focusing is more important. And the more specific you get, the better you're going to do with you. And with your description, just make it very detailed.
Yeah, got it. Nice. The next question: what are the major things that we need to consider while doing SEO?
So the major things that you need to consider when you're doing SEO is what's best for the user. That's the biggest one. So it's all about user experience. I'm not talking about design. When someone clicks on your page, whenever they do a Google search, are they going to find what they're looking for? Second is speed. Does it load fast? The third is brand. If you have a brand, they're more likely to rank you because they know you're going to be produce less fake news or false information. And you can use any of the SEO tools out there, like Uber suggests, put in your URL, and when you do a site audit, it'll tell you all the stuff you should fix that are the biggest issues in order based on your own site. So it'll adjust based on the issues that you're facing that others may not.
Yeah, got it. How to rank for keywords in different countries? We are having plenty of content on our website. However, it's not only ranking in the US.
You would have to transcribe to the different regions, even in places like some other English-speaking countries. In the US, color is spelled C-O-L-O-R. In other countries, it may be spelled C-O-L-O-U-R. So keep that in mind. You would want to use hreflang. Hreflang tells Google what pages are for what countries, and you may have to translate and transcribe, as I mentioned.
Guys, I want to share more about that. It's interesting that we have this issue, and we used Google Translator. Simple, it's 100% free. And the last time Google Translator provides a good job to translate content. We share this content with translators, copywriters, editors, and in most cases they didn't change anything. Just submitting text on Google Translator. I don't know how Google can do it, but it's really today high quality about that. Okay, we have the question: what's your opinion on using software for SEO that ranks higher on Google by using YouTube? So broad question.
SEO that ranks higher on Google by using YouTube. I think they're asking about YouTube SEO. But yeah, software for YouTube SEO, like the Tube Buddies of the world, doesn't hurt, and Google does rank the video, so that's good as well.
The question: do guest posting and off-page linking helps for a corporate brand? Yeah, share more about guest posting. It works today.
It helps because remember, if you get a guest post on New York Times or Forbes or anywhere and it gets featured on the homepage and everyone sees it, it's going to help with branding. The links, a lot of them are no follow. You're not supposed to use guest posting to build links. So I wouldn't worry too much about the link side other than referral traffic, and maybe it drives you some leads or sales. But the big thing with guest posting, why we love it, is it helps build a brand. I've guest posted a lot, not for the links, but for the brand.
I remember I read some information about you that you used guest posting 100 times a year, a lot. And what about today? Do you have time to write this guest post? Because no.
I don't have as much time. I'm married now. I have kids. So I don't get to do some of the stuff that I used to do when I was grinding it out when I was younger. I still work quite a bit. I used to work, believe it or not, like 14 hours even on Christmas. So, but those are long gone. When you have kids now, they want presents, which I understand.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, I can. When I see all your content, I understand that it takes a lot of time to create this content. What about Neil Patel blog? Do you use any link building strategies? Because I remember when you shared that you stopped using link building strategies. What about today? Do you have enough authority to go ahead without the strategies, or you acquire these links with different methods?
No, I have enough authority where I don't need to worry. But the way I do is you just produce good content. And what builds me more links than anything else is just keep releasing tools.
Yeah, got it. Okay, what is better, choose high ranking words or combination of low and high, as high ranking words are expensive? Yeah, it's more about probably keyword difficulty.
Yeah, I would choose whatever keywords that tools like Ubersearch can show that you have an option to rank for quickly and have a good CPC, because that means they're typically good keywords that convert well and you have a possibility of getting traction sooner than later. And as your site builds up more authority, then go after more difficult terms.
I often see when you link to your competitors, to their awesome studies, some valuable information. What do you think is a good strategy? For example, when you share, when you create content and use outbound links to other pages, even if they are your competitors, or it's not? Because yeah, go ahead.
I don't really obsess about competitors. I obsess about my customers, and I try to do what's best for my customers. And if linking to my competitor helps my customer, then that's what I do. And I don't care if it
Nice.
helps boost their SEO rankings or whatnot. I do what's best for my customer.
Yeah, because I don't see the same from your competitors. They don't link. You have a lot of links, but I mean, like, I read a lot from Ahrefs, SEMrush. They probably link. I don't know exactly, but yeah. But when I check out your pages, you have a lot of external links. You share. Does it help with your money, your life, or any other algorithms? It's only to prove your point. Why do you link a lot?
Don't worry about linking out for algorithm updates. Do what's best for your users. If you do what's best for your users, you should win in the long run, and the algorithms will adapt over time.
Yeah, got it. Okay, we have the question about voice-based searches. Are the future of SEO and how it's different than text?
In the United States, the last stat I looked up, roughly 40% of the searches are voice search. It could be more, it could be a little bit less, but that's massive. Schema markup that helps with voice search. Answer most common questions as quick as possible with the shortest sentences. That helps as well.
Yeah, okay, got it. The question, what should be the frequency of updating metadata of a website if every day SEO is not possible it's the question about metadata.
Yeah, so you don't have to update it every day or even every month. Update it whenever you think the page needs more relevancy, or you want to target different keywords, or you want to change a strategy for that page. But generally speaking, you should update it whenever it makes sense. You don't have to update it daily, even monthly. But look at your metadata at least annually, if not quarterly. Doesn't mean you update it though, just paying attention to it every once in a while.
Yeah, got it. How long does it take to write meta text? When you write a blog post, you probably spend a few hours. What about meta text? How long does it take?
Yeah, for me, minute or two.
Okay, got it.
Per
You use
page.
your experience. Okay, got it. Because I remember when we fixed meta text for one client, and he increased traffic 2 times because all meta texts were written for the sake of having them. We used more some powerful words to use numbers, brackets, and many other stuff, and yeah, the traffic was increased a lot. So it's not about increasing ranking positions. Such things can help to increase traffic, because click-through rate is more important than ranking positions. Yeah. Okay. From your experience, can you tell more about the parameter it? Because I often get this question, how to handle and how to measure this parameter, because we have no such metrics like keyword difficulty or cost per click. Yeah.
It stands for expertise, authority, trust. Focus on building a brand, more social followers, more interactions, more comments, more traffic, more people recognizing you, more videos. All that stuff helps, whether it's your corporate brand or personal. But helps with that.
Yeah. I can feel that priorities are key. When you pay attention with one direction, you can get much higher results. But you spend time creating audio podcasts, blog posts, YouTube channels, speaking on conferences. Can you tell how you can use your time, to create a lot of valuable content at scale and cover all these channels?
So my buddy AJ came yesterday, filmed some Instagram and social media videos, non-YouTube, but like short videos, like 1-2 minutes. We did it in an hour and a half. We created 30 videos in an hour and a half. Today I go to studio to record YouTube videos, the longer form videos. Take me 3 hours max. I'll create 16 videos, 3 a week. And then yeah, I streamline it. Blog posts I read every Sunday. Podcasting once to twice a week. I mean, once a week to once every 10 days. Sorry, not once or twice a week to once every 10 days. We record and we'll record 10 podcast episodes at a time.
Yeah, nice. Love your podcast. Very simple to consume. Eric Sue, shares a lot of valuable stuff as well. Love it. We have the question: can you compare college skills and booking, basic accounting, something like this? What do you think?
Yeah, these skills can help with your business, but you can always hire from too. I don't believe you need to be a jack of all trades. You need to focus and be really good at one thing. Sorry, late night with the kids, they were waking up. But the point I was making is I would focus. Be really good at one thing and do it exceptionally well, and don't try to do everything. Hire the people who are better at you at the other stuff.
Yeah, we have a question about to be an entrepreneur. Can you tell how to, for example, if someone wanna be a successful entrepreneur like you, where they need to pay more attention today? Learning, acting, and how to find the balance between learning and acting. For example, I think that when someone over learning, it doesn't help to go ahead. If over acting without learning, possible not. How to find this balance?
Sorry, I misunderstood. You said learning and acting?
Yes, learning and acting. For example, how to find the balance between learning and acting from your experience. For example, reading. Yeah, the ratio to find time between learning and acting. For example, you can learn 4 hours a day and act 4 hours a day, or you have different ratio about that.
But what do you mean learning as in like doing versus managing?
I mean, like more, for example, learning, reading blogs, books, listening to audio podcasts, and acting to provide the stuff. How to find the balance between?
Learning. Sorry about that. So I wouldn't spend more than an hour or two to learn every once in a while, like day or every other day, and I would spend most of the time actually acting on the information that I've learned and implement it. Look, execution is so important. I have friends who are really brilliant and their business doesn't get traction because all they do is talk about concepts and strategies that they read from a book and they never implement anything.
Yeah.
90+% of your time should be on implementing, not learning.
Yeah, I agree with
Especially
that.
when you're starting off. It's different once you're much bigger in size, but when you're starting off and you're a new entrepreneur, you need to execute. You need to go out there and just do.
Okay, we have the question about rewriting softwares. What do you think about them? Do we need to use them or not?
You can use rewriting softwares, or you can use AI like Jarvis.ai, and they're not bad. What you really need to do is start writing from scratch. I don't think the AI software is that great yet, but it's better than nothing, and then you can modify.
Yeah. From my experience, you can use them, but check out the results and provide additional insights. If you use only results from these tools, it doesn't help. It probably hurt more. But when you analyze and provide additional insights, it's not only about rewriting, it's more about sharing something new. But some paragraphs, sentences, you can rewrite, why not, so you can't create everything from scratch, but just add more information. We have the question, I have a client with small UK online store, how to manage reputation if your competitors have more than 8,000 reviews on Trustpilot and you have less than 10?
It's always possible to overtake someone. It's just going to take a long time, and you have to be okay with being patient. Try to encourage people to give reviews. Don't break the rules, of course, of these platforms. Try to offer amazing product or service, and over time, it'll just build. You don't need to get 8,000 reviews. It's okay having 100, 200, 300 reviews. It's not just about how many reviews you have. It's how recent are your reviews? How good are they? Are you improving continually? Are you learning from the feedback that people are giving from the reviews? But just be patient.
I have the question about hiring SEO specialists in your company. Can you tell how do you find them? Because when I check out your SEO specialists on digital on Neil Patel Digital, I can find really awesome guys, and that's good, that you can find them. How do you can you unhide secrets how you find them and lead to your company?
There's no real secret. The big thing we do is we use recruiters, and we have a team that just reaches out to people who have done really well for other players in the space, and we hope that they take a call with us, and we try to convince them to come to work for us.
Yeah. I think recruiters have experience how to find them, and convince. Nice. I'm very new to this entire SEO thing. Where do I start?
neilpatel.com/training. We have a course called SEO Unlocked. It's free, and it'll teach you all about SEO from soup to nuts.
Yeah. By the way, guys, you can learn from courses, but you need to develop your skills and learn more from blogs, YouTube channels, to consume more content, because today you can't get all skills from one course. It's better to act and to consume more. Can you tell, do you learn some news about SEO? Do you read other blogs? Do you find time?
I read about SEO on Search Engine Land and Search Engine Journal and SEO Roundtable. So I read quite a bit. I don't know everything. I have a lot to learn.
When I check out many blogs, I usually get 300 articles a day because I use feedly.com. I edit all of them to one feed, and it's hard to read all of them. So I scan headlines and check out, and comparing your content with others, you can write simple content, not hard to consume. I don't know, it's possible experience or you have nice editors, but it's very simple to consume. Okay, we have I'm making a new website. Where should I start the SEO process? Basic question.
Great content. Make sure you're doing the basic stuff like good URL structures and unique titles and descriptions, and you can run your URL through neilpatel.com/SEO-analyzer, and it'll tell you all the basic stuff to fix. But where you need to focus is create amazing, good content.
Nice. Can you tell your predictions in SEO 2022? It will be dead, or we have a great opportunity to jump on this field, because I can see that it's only growing all the time.
Yeah, the field is growing. I think people are going to have to try different things to do better in SEO because it's more and more competitive. And the way you do that is you do things like releasing new tools or, do animated infographics. Like you just got to go above and beyond the competition. I think that's how you're going to do better in the future.
Yeah. And what about Ubersuggest? I read one of your article that you get much higher results just creating this tool comparing to all blog articles. How others can use the same strategy? Do they need to find some tools they can create and pay attention with that, or it's better to post a lot on their blogs? Post valuable content.
Yeah, no, it is something that You can use sites like Code Canyon to find tools that you can end up and white labeling and putting on your website. I feel that that works really, really well. And the tools work better than creating content. Just builds more links and more authority much quicker.
Yeah, nice. Okay, guys, we have the last question. I'm sorry. You can ask on Neil Patel YouTube channel or in his blog. He has a section comments, so ask other questions there. And just the question about metaverse. It's not more about SEO, but metaverse. What do you think about this?
Yeah, I don't think SEO will die because the metaverse is here. You'll have to do marketing in the metaverse, may not be through SEO, but people still use Google and it's becoming more popular over time, not less popular. Metaverse will be a new channel for you to market. Just think about it. Back in the day, you had less channels. Now you have TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, text messaging, email. There'll just be more and more channels for you to market through.
Okay, nice. Thanks a lot, Neil. A big pleasure that you found this time, to share all the skills. You do it. You always do it. Guys, you need to find all links in the description below. Listen us on Google, Apple, Spotify. And yeah, it's a big pleasure to see you and get on my show.
Well, thank you for having me. I hope you and your family are doing the best you can in Ukraine and staying safe. And I'm sorry for the situation that's there. And, people here like me, we don't understand how hard it is. And,
very hard. Yeah, I was there for 2 days when all these missiles hit the land. That was crazy. I didn't know what to do. To take my son, 11 years old, to explain him we need to leave the country. And right now I'm donating almost everything that I have. I wanna help Ukrainians people, refugees right now. So things happen. I don't know what we can do. It's really hard, but it's a big pleasure that you share about that.
I'm sorry, right? It's devastating for anyone to go through that. I can't imagine how hard it must be.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Neil.
Take care.